Hi friends, what's up and welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. I think that's probably the last day is today that you can wish somebody a Happy New Year, so I'm getting it in. Also, it's my first video of 2022, so I feel like I have to say it. And today's video is kind of random, but it's something that I get a lot of questions about and I've never made a video about it ever before. So today's video is going to be about ordering takein, delivery, seamless Postmates, fast food. We're going to talk about it. A lot of you guys want to know if I even eat fast food, and if I do, what that looks like. Or you're also wondering, you know, can I order takein, how many times a week, and still reach like XYZ goal? And as a nutritionist, I'm going to give you tips around how you can eat and eat in, take delivery. If you live a really busy lifestyle and you can't cook a lot for yourself, but there's also going to be the occasion too for some of you guys that don't order in a lot, and maybe you're like, well, what should I order those random times that I do want to order in? So we're going to cover everything, and I will also kind of peel back the curtains on my seamless, show you guys my order history, and we can talk about my favorite meals on the apps as well. Sesame heard food and he decided that this was a conversation he wanted to be a part of. And if you guys like this video concept, please give it a like and subscribe for more content tailored to petite women. Also, obviously, we're going to talk about, ordering and the portions being large, and, how to tailor it as a petite as well. So we're going to get into all the details. So the way I look at fast food and ordering on Seamless, I feel like there's kind of like two philosophies as a nutritionist. One is the person who only orders once in a while, like a couple times a month maybe. And for them, it's like a YOLO moment. It's like, I'm getting my pizza, cheeseburger, whatever I want, and I think that's great. The other philosophy or approach is someone who's ordering a lot of takein because of the busy lifestyle they lead, or just not having enough time to cook or whatever. And in that case, obviously, if you do have a health goal, if you have a fat loss goal, it is going to be hard to take the YOLO approach to every single meal you eat, or, if you're ordering in every dinner, for example, it's going to probably be hard, depending on what you're ordering, to do the YOLO meal every day. So what I have done, and yes, I do order takein. I ordered it last night, actually. I'll show you guys what I ordered. The way I approach it is I order from Seamless, maybe, kind of depends what phase I'm in, but anywhere from 1 to 3 times per week. And because during those weeks that I do it more often, I will make them healthy-ish options as opposed to going all out. If and when I do want to go all out, or I want to have my favorite treats, I can order that too. But for me, that's like, if I get that craving, I'm only going all in like that. And I wouldn't even call it all in. It's just, a meal where it's, maybe it's red meat or something I don't eat as much of, or it's like lamb, something like super high in fat that doesn't make it unhealthy. It's just going to be more caloric or a bigger size portion than what I'm used to. In that case, that's like maybe once a month for me. I just don't enjoy doing that much because I never really have done that. It doesn't really make me feel good. But if I get the craving, I'll do it. It's just not my daily order. If I'm like going to Seamless, I'm not typically going for the treat meals. I'm trying to just have a healthy meal, because a healthy-ish meal, because I couldn't cook for myself that day, for example. A lot of people ask, is it even possible to be ordering takein and delivery and still lose weight or lose fat, have a body recomposition goal? And the answer is absolutely yes, if you are conscientious about the food you're ordering, the choices you're making. And then the second part to that is, after you order from a place, seeing how your body responds to that meal the next day. Because what I've found works really, really well if you want to order 3 to 4 days a week from Seamless, and you also have a fitness goal or just some kind of body composition goal. What I find works really, really well is ordering meals from different restaurants in your neighborhood until you find the meals that satisfy you, like they taste good, and they also are not affecting your goals. So when you wake up the next day, it's not like you weigh yourself and it's, you're showing like more water retention because the food was super salty. It's eating something that's kind of close to what you would cook at home, maybe a little more elevated, little tastier. but it's not like super far from your normal palate or your normal foods, so that you can pretty much stay on track with your goals. So at this point, I've lived in Williamsburg, Brooklyn for 7 years, and I know my spots, you guys. Let me tell you, I know my spots. I've been ordering from the same places for literally 7 years, and I know the exact meals, and I don't really get sick of my favorite things when I find them. I will order them again and again and again, and I don't care. Like, I just like what I like, and I just keep ordering it. So I'm gonna open up my Seamless and show you guys my favorite meals. Also, I just use Seamless, I don't know, out of habit. I know there's Grubhub, I know there's Postmates, I know there's all these other options, but it just has my order history, and that's why I use it. There's literally no other reason I really use it. So I would say my top 3 restaurants that I order from is a Mexican place, a Mediterranean place, and a Japanese place. And those are my 3 moods, really. So my top, like I probably have over 100 orders, especially during COVID, from this one restaurant is from Calexico. It's kind of a chain, so you might have heard of it, but it's a Mexican restaurant, and it has the standard fare, Mexican fare. It has burritos, tacos, quesadillas, chips and guac, whatever. My go-to order from Calexico is the salad called the Union Street salad. And this is what I get whenever I really want to have a meal that tastes good, but also helps me reach my goal, that's filling, has the good enough fiber, has good enough protein, etc. And we're going to talk also about what to order, because it doesn't have to be a salad. I think the fact that it's a salad could make it sound like it's really low calorie. It's not. This salad has avocado, which is a healthy fat. It's high in calories. It has goat cheese, which is also going to be pretty high on the fats. And then I always add chicken to it, which is what makes the meal so delicious for me, is the chicken that they make there is just incredible. The carne asada, or no, the pollo asada is so good. So I always get protein on it. And I always actually use the dressing, which I know a lot of people are like, don't use dressing on salads. If I'm ordering a salad, I'm probably going to have some kind of dressing, whether I make it at home and it's, you know, healthy, or it's from the restaurant, I'll put a little bit on. So I'm not ordering like a bare bones meal. I know it's a salad, but it does have enough nutrients, enough calories in it to be a full meal. I would guess it's probably around, and I've actually have added this up in my app, so maybe I'll just tell you right now how many calories I estimate it to be. So it's about 500 calories, maybe 450. It's about 30-ish grams of protein, 35 grams of carbs, maybe 40, and 15 grams of fat. So it's a higher fat meal. And I think this is actually the recipe that I have listed in my like tracking app includes some chips and guac. Sometimes if I'm feeling spicy, I also get chips and guac. If I have carbs left in my day, I will get that. If I have fats left, I will get that. So it's a little bit of a healthy-ish option for me. And what I've found, and this is what I was saying before, is when you find meals that you love, but the next day also don't offset your weight. And when I mean offset your weight, I'm not saying you gained weight because you ate one meal. That's not what happens. We can't gain fat overnight. We can't gain weight overnight. But if you eat a meal that's super high in salt, oils, anything like basically the salt can make you retain water, and then that's when you feel bloated and kind of sluggish and you weigh more. And I just don't like feeling that way. So I'm saying I would, I want a lower sodium option, something that's healthy-ish that doesn't affect the way I feel the next day. Okay, the second place that I like to order from is called 12 Chairs. It's really, really good. If you live in Brooklyn, you should go. It's a Mediterranean restaurant, and they have just fantastic Mediterranean food. As a nutritionist, if I'm ordering from a restaurant that I've never heard of, the approach that I'm going to take is I want a protein, and I want that to be the main thing. I want to eat in a protein forward way. And the second thing is some fiber, so some vegetables, something that will help make me feel more full and satiated. And that would also be, my carbs, because fiber is a carbohydrate. Of course, fiber is not digested the same as other carbohydrates, but in this case, also a carb or a fiber, one or both. And then the fats I don't order, because unless it's like coming with it, like the avocado or the cheese, because restaurants cook with so much oil, you're probably already going to be getting a good amount of fat in your order anyways. So I don't try to conscientiously add a fat to make it a PFF meal, or what we call in Petite PWR, our program, protein, fiber, and fat. We are trying to build a meal always that has protein, fiber, and fat in it. to keep your metabolism stoked, to keep your blood sugar steady, to keep you in that fat burning mode. So when I look at Mediterranean food, it's a really good, easy way to get get protein in, because they have things like chicken kebabs or lamb, or, you know, they always have a protein there, which is great. And they also have a lot of healthy fats in general. They have very balanced PFF friendly meals at Mediterranean restaurants in general. They're also pretty simple ingredients. Like, they're not like zhuzhing things up a lot at these restaurants, I find. So my go-to order from 12 Chairs is usually either the lamb kebabs and the lebna, which is like a yogurt cheese and some pita bread, or I get the chicken. They just have a nice grilled chicken with potato wedges, and I'll get a side salad, something like that. Something that is definitely going to taste better than when I cook it at home, but also is still, you know, healthy-ish. It's going to be, that's pretty healthy. That's going to definitely keep me feeling good the next day and not feel like I like stuffed myself with something that I don't normally eat and then have a stomach ache or whatever. So that's the second place to order from a lot. The third place I order from is sushi, Japanese food. And I honestly, sushi is a higher carb option because of all the rice, but that's not necessarily bad. You guys know I don't eat a low carb diet. I eat a very moderate carb diet. I'm a big fan of carbs. So we need it to build muscle. We need it to burn fat. So it's really important. But in my dinner, you know, if I'm ordering sushi, I'll either get like a salmon avocado roll. I'll get, you know, some sashimi. So sometimes if I just want the fish and I don't have enough room for carbs, I'll just get that. And another good source of protein is the edamame, although it is really salty. And then if I'm feeling really adventurous, I'll get like, you know, a shumai or some kind of like dumpling that's steamed rather than fried. Now, I also mentioned sometimes I YOLO. And when I do, I definitely get I get a pizza, but I always kind of make it PFF just because I like protein and I find I feel better. So if I'm ordering pizza, which I do order, I get chicken on it. Like, I know it's not healthy at that point, but this isn't about being perfect or being like some walking chickpea of health, right? This is like about your lifestyle integration. This is about eating the foods you love, also reaching your goals at the same time, and being aware of what those different choices and nuances look like for you. The next question I get is, how do I track eating out or ordering in my macros, and do I track it? So I do try to roughly track it, just because it mentally helps me if it's something I haven't eaten before, just to see, okay, how is this fitting my overall balance for the day? So if it's a new restaurant or something and I order something simple, you know, like salmon and something, I know that it's not going to be perfect in the app because you don't know how much oil they cooked with. You don't know a lot of things. I'll just put in the foods I can see, okay, right? And I'll estimate maybe 3 ounces of salmon. I'll put in a half of a tablespoon of olive oil because that's what I'm guessing they cooked with. They probably cooked with more. And, you know, I'll put in however much I can kind of guess. And if I order in, I might do it right when I open it, or I might take a picture of the food. That's another thing you can do. You can take a picture of the food. If you're too hungry, you're like, I just want to eat, and enter it later. And in some cases, I don't enter it at all. If it's a meal I've had many, many times and I already know, okay, this is good, my body reacts well to this meal, like from this restaurant, this particular order, then I'm not going to track it. I already know how I feel with it. For some people who are new to macros, I think it's helpful to just track and estimate, just so you mentally feel like you're still on track. If you have tracked macros for a long time, that's less necessary. Like for me, I have so much experience with macros that I don't even always track every day, especially because I eat a lot of the same ingredients and foods, and I just kind of know. But if you're new to it, it can be helpful. Also, kind of from that standpoint of, if you're like, you know, you've just started the new year, you're tracking your macros, you're like really learning a new skill set, and you're trying to focus on it every day, it can help you just feel more like in it, to keep being aware of that as a practice. For some, though, there's going to be a negative feeling associated with tracking food they take in. And in that case, it's an opportunity to maybe say, I don't track the food that I order in, but I am aware this is like a YOLO meal, or it's like, you know, I don't like the word cheat because it's not cheating, but it's like, okay, this is a special occasion, or this is just like, I'm craving this, and it's not going to affect anything if you do it once in a while, right? But if you're eating like that every day, you have to weigh you know, the foods that you want to eat and the choices you're making against the goals you have, and see where the balance nets out, because the choices affect one another. You have to be realistic about your goals versus realistic about the behaviors that you're engaging with. And really, there's no morality in that. There's no morality in food. There's no morality in these choices you're making. It's purely just information, and you can decide what to do with it. And the first part is just being aware. So being aware of what you're eating, learning more about food, getting that education, that's the first step to changing those behaviors in the first place. So we don't want to put judgment on them. We don't want to have food guilt. We don't want to feel bad for things we eat, because food doesn't have any inherent morality in it. We put that on it. We just want to be aware of what we're consuming, so that we can make better choices and ultimately reach our goal, whatever that is. And for most of us, I feel like in this community, the goal is some form of sustainable fat loss, building muscle, getting stronger, feeling confident in your body, and doing all that without sacrificing like a normal life, right? Like we want to do it in a healthy way. We don't want to like do it in an unhealthy way. And we want to also feel sane and normal and be able to do things that like your friends do. Okay, as far as portions go, so you guys, you know, portions are individual, but especially for petite women, they can look a little different. So when it comes to ordering food, a lot of times it's like massive portions, because they, you know, it could be a 6'5" dude ordering this meal, and it could be me ordering this meal. So it really is up to you whenever you order food to, you know, look at the portions and just roughly try to eat the same portion that you would for a meal at home. So if that means like cutting it in half and putting the rest in the fridge for later, I would do that. I would do that before you sit down and eat, because it's easier than to not overeat. But again, portion size is just another element to kind of be aware of when the food actually like does arrive at your house and you're getting ready to eat it. At the end of the day, I would say, as a nutritionist, the number one thing you can remember is to just try to get some protein in that meal, because that's going to balance your blood sugars the most, and blood sugar does affect your ability to burn calories. So if you're ordering out, just be like, let me just like throw a protein in there. Oh, it's a salad, let me add a protein to it. Oh, it's like a pizza. Oh, it's whatever. Just get some protein in there with it. It's going to help you feel fuller, and it's also going to stop you from having cravings for that food over and over and over again. Because if you just eat empty, you know, carbs, naked carbs, I'll call them. So carbs with no fiber, carbs with no healthy fats, no protein. Right as soon as you digest that, you're going to be hungry again, because your blood sugar is going to drop, because all the insulin comes in to clear the blood sugar out of the bloodstream, the sugar out of the bloodstream. So and that's the only real thing that if you really want to set yourself up for success, try to balance the meals more, and you really can't go wrong at that point. I'm curious what your guys' go-to meals are when you order delivery. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite is, and also any things that come up for you. Like, do you feel food guilt when you order out, or is it fine? What do you struggle with eating out? And I'll definitely answer and reply to your comments below. And I hope you guys liked this video, learned something new. Please give it a like if you did. And if food and nutrition is something you struggle with, like really especially, and you want more help with it, I have 2 resources for you. So one is our free meal plan for petite women. It is going to be in the description below, and it's just like a free 40-page guide about nutrition for petite women, and it has the meal plan, the recipes. It's awesome. It's totally free. You can get that below. Secondly, we are currently enrolling for the Petite Power Program for February. And inside the Petite Power Program, this is a 12-week transformation program for petites. We have a team of health professionals. We have dietitians, I'm a nutritionist, you have personal trainers, accountability coaches, and especially there's a very strong focus on education around food tailored to you. So you get to work, you get paired with a dietitian, you get to work with them on your nutrition. And this is taking into account anything you're coming into the program struggling with. And also all of our dietitians are petite, which is awesome and fun because they get you. So if you want to learn more about that, you can check it out in the description below as well. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Bye.